Matt Quistor for Crazy Mo Guitar, coming at you with another bending tutorial. This time we're taking a 3-string bending lick, talking about bending and releasing, setting up with the first finger, and attaching that to a rock movable bar chord. So stay tuned and be ready to rock. Alrighty, so we're checking out an A minor pentatonic scale to start off with. So I did a rock A chord, which is just barring from the D string to the B string, 2nd fret with the first finger, mainly just strumming the 3 strings D, G, and B. With this one I threw the A in there just to get a little more beef. But that's going to be our pattern we're going to move around. So as we move it, we're not going to strum the open A string. This chord is basically just the root 5 major chord. In this case, it's the open position. So when I go up to, for example, a C, which is the 5th fret, if I imagine my full bar chord, here's the actual main pattern. So I'm taking where the 3rd finger is barring and replacing that with just the 1st finger. So it gives me a chance to kind of vibrato that, get a little bit of a pull, kind of rock it out. You know, you don't want it to be too clean, just kind of raw. So you got the A. I'll be using the C there. So I'm kind of picturing the root right here. Up 1 string and over to the left 2 frets. That's the root of the chord. That's this shape here, which is now going to be just the bar. Then I went to an E, so here's the E root 5. So I used the 1st finger again over where the 3rd finger was. And I get that. So I had 2nd fret for the A, 5th fret for the C, 9th fret for the E, and then finally I went to the 12th fret where a G would be, and I just used again 1st finger. It's a cool chord because you can do that vibrato. You can pull down the string and make it sound kind of neat. Those are our 4 chords we're going to use: A, C, E, and G. And we're going to basically move a root 6 minor pentatonic to follow the roots of those chords. So starting off with the A, this is the root 6 shape, so it's going to be the 1st finger on the 5th fret, pinky on 8, 1st to 3rd, 5 to 7, 5 to 7 again, same thing on the G, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 5th fret with the 1st finger, 8th fret on the B string, 5th fret on the high E, 8th fret on the high E. So you have this shape: 5th, 8th, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. And by this time, if you're watching a bunch of the videos that we're doing, you'll see the scale used like crazy. So like Crazy Mo. There it is backwards. So the idea is to take the top note of that scale, where the pinky would be, putting my 3rd finger there. So I'm getting ready to bend, which again, most of the time you're going to use that 3rd finger. So 3rd finger's there. My 2nd finger goes behind it to support the pressure of the string as I push up on that string. The 1st finger is going to lay across at least the B string, and I make contact with the G a little bit. Again, not pushing down. I'm just making contact so that it's going to block any other string from ringing as I push up on that string. So that's where we're talking about the setup, like I mentioned earlier in the video, where we're kind of doing a bend and release. So you're going to bend up on the note, hold step, and then let it come back down. That's the release. Now, if you're not sure how high to go, the whole step's going to always be 2 frets higher. So I play this 8th fret where I'm starting, go up 2 frets, 1, 2 to the 10th fret, play that note, get that pitch in your head, and try to match it. That gives you a sense of how much pressure you got to put on that string to get the bend. So you're going to bend it up, then the release, so I'm not picking that 2nd time. It's 1 pick, I bend up. You can see my 1st finger is really blocking, and when I do the release, it's still blocking, so I don't get that string noise. If I take that 1st finger off, you get this. All that extra noise, which will drive you crazy. So 1st finger goes over to block. Now it's nice and quiet. The other thing to consider is I have my thumb over the top of the neck. I like to use more of a squeezing motion, so I'm kind of sacrificing some reach or stretch to have a little more power in the bend, with more of a squeeze. So some people like to have the thumb behind and pushing up more. So you can experiment with that, but for me personally, it makes more sense just to kind of grip that top. I'm not squeezing it like crazy hard, but it gives me a little more support, so I can really feel that that full step. So I do the bend, I release, and then I'm going to play the first fret. I'm sorry, the fifth fret with the first finger from that A minor pentatonic. That's the main start of that lick. So I have a pick, bend, release, pick. And the practice there is getting that first finger in blocking position and then getting back over for that note. That's what you want to practice. That's what will make you a nice clean bender. Now we do the exact same lick on the B string. Here's the 8th fret where the pinky normally would play. Third finger, backing it up with the second finger. First finger is now going to block the G and the D string. So a little less pressure on the B string, so you have to get used to how much to put on that string so you don't overbend. And same thing, I'm going to bend, release, and then reposition first finger. So now you have this. So you can practice going between the high E and the B string. And the last part of the lick, we're going to the G string. And this one, same idea, third finger, backing up with the second, first finger's blocking a little bit. So you see when I have that full step bend, my first finger, it looks like a mess of fingers. That first finger's just laying across, doing its job, doing the block. Without it, again, you get this. Get an extra string noise. So I do the bend on 7, then a release. It's only one pick. Then I play the 5th fret. So you can, again, another practice in bending, releasing, then getting the first finger over to its note. And then the third finger on our 7th fret in the D string, which basically completes the lick. So here's what you have, nice and slow. All right, one more time. All right, and then again, we're over the A, 5th fret. So there's the scale. We always want to see that scale so we know where these licks are coming from. So I do the A chord, do the lick, then I do that C, which is that 5th fret, again taken from this bar chord. Now I go up to the 8th fret, that's where my C minor pentatonic is on the E string. So I'm going to walk up the scale. There's my pinky note, there's where the bending lick starts. Now you have a little different feel because of the different spot of the neck, so the tension's a little different. There's the C one more time. Then I went up to the E, which is going to be the 9th fret. So on the low E string, E is the 12th fret. So I walk my scale. There's the top of the scale. There's where my lick starts. I set up my fingers. Same idea. And again, my first finger is doing the block, and then getting into position. Then finally, the 12th fret was for the G, which I went way up high here, Eric Clapton land. 15th fret, there's the scale. There's the pinky note. Third finger takes over. I set up for my bend. All the same licks. Then that's where you get the whole A, C, E, and the G. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that video. It's a really nice way to incorporate the bending into a pentatonic scale, attaching to a chord, so it sounds like you're doing sort of a riff. It sounds cool. It doesn't sound like an exercise. So you're getting used to different amounts of tension based on different positions on the fretboard. So as you go up higher, the strings are going to feel a little different resistance. So get used to hopping around, using that first finger to block. Very important, especially you get into some of these really high, like 80s style bends, and that first finger is just sticking way out. Without that, it'll sound like there's a Mack truck rolling through your face. So you want to definitely have that first finger train, this is a great way to do that. So, as usual, subscribe. Check out crazymoguitar.com. Matt Quistorf signing out. See ya!